Hello guys, so today I'm gonna be talking more about anime. So recently, I've just discovered that in the spring 2021 anime, there will be an anime called To Your Eternity. I think I forget the name, Immortal something. But alright, I'm not gonna spoil, and it's not even out yet. So the manga even I haven't read, but I will not read. From what I heard, it was such a sad anime, I guess. How do you say it's so sad? And then, yeah, and I just found it out like recently that it was in manga. It was adapted from manga. So how do I explain? Like it's a great anime with full. I really wish that it will be a great anime. I don't want it to fall down like a few anime that like Attack on Titan, which it does well, I thought, but then it just falls down in season 4. And then another. Alright, so we are getting to the end of the anime of the Winter 2021 anime. So we are gonna be talking about the review now. The before the act. So I'm gonna do this like before the anime really ends to tell you the perspective, like anime that I watch and I drop, and maybe I give the best and the worst. So 2021 anime, the winter anime has been really stacked up. Like it's so stacked that I really don't have time to watch some of the anime. So one of the anime that I have been really like watching recently, I think is Attack on Titan, which I just finished. I think until the recent episode. Alright, so I finished season 1, 2, and 3 as quickly as possible, and then the three season part one and part two for season three. I think personally, I think it was a great episode. A lot of fun to like. I feel hyped to watch. And then here comes season four. Personally, I would say the animation was superb. It was great. However, I think that alright, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'm gonna say okay. The plot itself, I think personally, I'm sorry, but if other people say it's different, but personally, it's a little bit messed up. Like, I don't think season 4 is something that should really exist. I think season 3 part 2 is the very best ending ever. But then, yeah, of course, season 4 happened, yeah. And yeah, it's still ongoing, but I'll still give it like around 8, 7, around 8, I think, for the whole thing. But if season 4 alone, I think 7 is enough. But still, it's great to watch. Like, just wait till it finish and then you watch all of them. And then the next anime that I'm going to be talking about is Jujutsu Kaisen, which I've been talking a lot about in recent videos. In my recent videos, it's great. It's a like every fight has been really built my expectation up little by little, and I don't know what is it about the anime that makes me want to watch it more and more. I mean, personally, I have been really like trying to watch a lot of anime, and this anime has been particularly stand out like Jujutsu Kaisen. But then, on a biased note, the thing that I want to talk about will be about this problem about overestimation, I think, or overwhat. It's something that people expect it to be they were like really good because person like the creator of the manga is Shonen Jump like that, and then all of the people expect it to be really good. Well, the fight scene has been above what I expect it to be, but then other stuff, I think like the plot is great. I mean, but then the animation is super, but then something in it that I think is still isn't the perfect anime to watch. Like, it's still like something that I don't know what it is, but it's still like something. How do I say it? I think it still lacks some insight on the villain, like the Sukuna, the villain, and also the history of this history of the how do I say history of the villain and everything else is still quite blurry, I think. But in the recent, yeah, I think in the end, maybe in the end episode might be, but I don't know. But for now, I'm gonna give it around 9. Hopefully, can become 10. Hopefully, and then I'm gonna be talking about Wonder Egg Priority, which I've just recently finished. I think, and then I haven't finished the whole season, but episode 9, I think I have done it. I've watched it. It's great. I mean, it's how do I say? Animation great, and then the animation is great, and then the plot is very well. The fight scene though it's still lacking. It's still not that bad, but I would still give it around like 7 or 6 for fight scene. And overall, I think yeah, I mean the fight scene wasn't as because of the anime that Winter 2021 anime, like Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen, with such a great fight scene, then it overshadowed I think the Wonder Priority fight scene, which it sets the bar up too high that it can give it I cannot give it around 8 or 9. I'll give it a 7. So, but overall, I will give it an 8 for the anime, 8 out of 10. Next one will be Kemono Jihan, which I also try to finish the recent episode, and to be honest, this anime is how do I say? It's just it lacks some selling point that other anime have. Like for example, let's just say One Direct Priority, like something like it's not special. It's just a normal anime. It's very generic normal anime that. Alright, I'm gonna give it a 7, but for overall, but it's still a generic anime that like it's just so generic that maybe like I have lots of word for this anime. But then like if for example it released in 2020, I might give higher rating. And then next will be the what slime. Well, I recently just finished some recent episode of slime, and to be honest, it's not that great. I mean, it's just how do I say? It's also something that's generic that is being overshadowed by the big big anime like Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen. Those two overshadow a lot of anime. And so, but then I would still give it. Well, the fight scene wasn't that bad. I mean, it's still a 6 for me. And then the plot itself, I think, is generic around 5 like that. But overall, it's around 5 or 6, around that 5.5, I think, 5.5 out of 10. And then another anime that I've been watching is. Let me think. There's a lot of anime that I've been watching. ReZero, I think. ReZero is the anime that this anime. Well, alright. I mean, after watching the recent episode 23, it's, how do I say, a lot of people will be commenting about this anime, this specific episode, but I won't spoil anything. So for me, like the whole experience of ReZero, I mean, it really is unnecessary to do a season 2 part 2 and season 2 part 1. They can just make it like as a whole. Like, I think it ruined some of the experience that I have for this anime, because like the way that season 2 part 1 ends and the way season 2 part 2 starts is just very, how do I say, it's very weird. I think weird, because the way it ends is like it's not even like cliffhanger. If you end it in a cliffhanger, then it might give a different experience, but it ends just like it's smack in the middle of the story. It just ends, so it causes me to think like, how can this anime be the high rated anime? To be honest, I would give it around 7. I mean, personally, the fight scene, I would give it a 8, but then it just too much of the history like that, so I would give it a 6. So overall a 7, nearly similar to Kemono Jihan, but a higher 7, so 7.5, I think 7.5 or 10. And then next will be, what anime? Gotobuen. Well, Gotobuen, which I've been watching the season 2. Well, I know the end, but then I still watch the season 2 to really know what's the anime about. And personally, I think season 2 has been quite a roller coaster. I think alright, so season 2, how do I say? It's like, it start to build up the relationship like that and things. I mean, I personally do love this build up towards, of course, you for anyone, we already know that out of those five, he will choose one as a lover, right? Of course. So yeah, but then personally, I'll give it an 7.5 too. I mean, it's still like the plot is still lacking something, and then the there's the selling point is quite a little bit off compared to other anime, and the animation, I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's 8. I mean, the plot is around 5 to 6. Yeah, so I'll give it a 7.5. Next will be the Promise Neverland, which, alright, this anime been I've not talked about it. The season 2, I mean, personally, people say it's shit, it's very bad, but for me personally, if I haven't read the manga, and then I would give it an around an 7 or 8, but because I've read the manga, the plot becomes something. They want to make it original. They try work on it so hard, but then it just doesn't work. I think it just doesn't work. The plot just become messed up, I think. So I think, yeah, I will give the plot around 3 4, but the animation and the other thing, I'll give it around 7. So the overall, I'll give it a 5. I think around 5 like that. And then next anime we'll be talking about is the dungeon skill. I forgot what's the name again. The LP thing which I dropped. Alright, so this anime is the first anime that I dropped, and this anime is, I'm gonna say it's boring. Isekai dungeon, and it's not isekai dungeon, something labyrinth. It's shit, to be honest. Like, it's the plot is very generic. The animation is so generic, and then plot generic, animation generic. The way that they sell it, it just so boring. So I think I'll give it around 3 or 4 overall, 3 to 4. And then the next anime I'm gonna be talking about is the Skate Leading Stars. I think the Skate Leading something, I forget the name also. Alright, I to be honest, first few episodes intrigues me to like watch the whole season, but after like around 3 to 4 episodes, I just say it's boring. It's just nonsense. I mean, it's just very nonsense that I'm gonna give it a 5, to be honest. Until that episode in which I drop, and the only reason that I drop is number one, there's too much anime to watch. Number two, it's boring. I mean, it's not my type of anime. Almost like mecha. A lot of people love mecha, like it's praised like code gears. Like, but for me, I don't really love mecha, to be honest. Mecha is just something I don't care, and I don't think the animation for mecha is my type. So yeah, it's not suited for me. So I think I'll give it a 5, to be honest. Alright, so next anime I'm gonna be talking about will be the starting the what I forget the name of dungeon also. It's about the Conrad village, that nonsense. And alright, I've not dropped it deep yet, to be honest. And it's just around like, how do I say, the plot is quite okay. I mean, I don't hate the plot. I mean, it's just generic, similar generic things, OP character like that. And then the animation is okay. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, I'll give it a 6, to be honest, but I'm still watching it. Next, now this last two anime that I'm gonna be talking about will be a special anime, and I'm gonna make it special anime because it's beyond the normal anime that we watch every day. The first anime I'm gonna be talking about. Oh wait, before that too, I'm gonna be talking about Horimiya. Horimiya is a romantic anime. It's really fun to watch, and then I mean I love how they really give out the character of these two character. I mean the animation is great. I mean the plot is great. I'm gonna give it an 8. And then the or Jaku-chan, I drop it. I drop it not because it's shit. I mean, I'm not saying it's shit, but I'm just saying it's generic. I mean, I drop it, but I'm gonna give it a 5 rounded. But I'm not saying that it's shit or not. But if you like those kind of romantic things, yeah, you can go watch it. And then there is those two anime now I'm gonna be talking about. The first anime I'm gonna be talking about is the Rido of Healer, the special number one. This anime is, I don't understand how can this not be a hentai anime. Anime, it's really like it's testing the boundaries between normal anime and hentai anime. It's not even an ecchi, like the touching oppai things like that. The subtle ecchi type of thing, like it's just straight up like having every episode. If one episode you don't see sex, then yeah, it will be a problem. Because what happened to the anime? To be honest, that's the question that I have. If there is no sex in the anime, if there is not, then I think I will drop this anime, to be honest, because it's boring. But then this whole sex and the joke that they do and the rape and the everything else makes this anime an 9 out of 10. The only reason is I don't give a 10 out of 10 because it's not as bad as another special anime that I'm gonna be talking about, the X Arm. As you can see previous video that I made, I talk a lot about XR and those types of things, and now I'm gonna be talking about it again. So now I'm gonna give you episode 10 our night I've been watched until there. To be honest, I'm speechless about this anime. I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. People might give it a 9 or 8, but I'm gonna give it 10. And I'm really the only reason I'm gonna give it a 10 because every day I'm gonna be like expecting this anime to air, and I really want this anime to air. Unlike like let's say Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, they both like even though they're really good, but they don't like me like expect them to like air every week. Like expect like anticipation is not as high as XR. That's why I'm gonna give it 10. The animation, let's not talk about it anymore. It's like the best animation of all time. Like people say it's worse, I say it's the best. You cannot get this type of animation anywhere else. Like V stars that you can get 3D anime, but it's different. It's different. The CGI. And I say it's something special. That's why. That's why I'm gonna be giving it a 10 out of 10. And then anime that I haven't watched that I plan to watch is Skate. I think I don't know the SK Infinity, I think, or SK Infinity. I haven't watched it because of course the anime is tech and I want to watch it and be biased about it. So I'm gonna keep it until the anime has finished airing and I'm gonna be talking about it. And then yeah, lastly I'm gonna be talking about anime spoilers. So recently like I've been really intrigued by how much a lot of this anime has been spoiled. Like Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, and then One Track Priority. But with the very one anime that I've been really thankful because someone spoiled it, it's One Track Priority. Without someone spoiling it to me, then I don't even know there is if like I was shocked. Like I thought it's the normal anime, nothing new. Like but then it changed my mind when I saw it, the Instagram post, the spoilers. Then yeah, I think thanks to spoilers, I can pick out which anime I want to watch, which anime that I will not touch like that. Well, I think that's it for now, guys. So for now, I think I'm gonna end it here, and I'm gonna see you guys on Thursday or yeah Thursday. I think around that time. See you, and please like, comment, and subscribe for future videos and share it to others. And see you guys next time.